Hi guys, this is Dormouse03 continuing my Assassin's Creed 3 Perfectionist Guide, where I will be showing you how to get, or how I got, all of the main mission constraints for Assassin's Creed 3, so that will get you the Perfectionist Achievement or trophy. So this is sequence 3, and what I'm doing right now is chasing an almanac page, and so this is just sort of a little side thing. If you collect all of the ones from one of the encyclopedias or one of the books, one of the volumes, you'll get an achievement for that, and then you'll get another achievement if you get all of them. So that's just sort of showing you that because I saw the page and wanted it. So this is the beginning of the actual sequence, the beginning of the actual missions. So you'll have some cutscenes, and then you'll make your way to the frontier here at the edge of the map. And then you'll go through another lengthy section where you're running through the frontier before you get to this guy here to actually start the mission. So once you make it there, you just get on this horse and follow your buddy Lee to the place where you're going, and you're going to be trying to find this Native American lady to get some help in finding, I guess, the cave where the key goes, and you need her to be on board with that, and for her to trust you and show you the cave, and etc., etc. So right now you're plodding through the snow and you're just following Lee to try to find her, and then you do, and you'll see that she leaves this little valley in the snow from where she's been walking, and so you just follow that around until you find her. So the tracks are pretty unmissable considering it's this huge, like, crevice in the snow that she leaves. So you just follow that around and you will find her eventually. I really like the seasons in this game. The snow is very cool. So and sort of how you move more slowly in the, like, deep snow and whatnot. So you're gonna be chasing her and she is just moving through the trees, which makes it hard for you to keep up with her when you're just plodding through the snow. So whenever you can get on these sort of logs and whatnot, that's good. And then when you find her, you're going to have the introduction to fighting these predators in the woods. So the wolf will charge at you, and what you're going to have is like a series of quick times. And so it'll always be B first, and then it will be either X, Y, or A in sort of a random order. So right there you push B, and then you push Y, and you take out the wolf. And there's going to be several of them. That time it was B and A, and I'm pretty sure the second button is random, and that one's B and Y again, because I've seen BY, BA, BX, and there's no seeming pattern to them. So you just want to make sure that you take them out, because if you get hurt there, that will fail one of the optional constraints that you have going on right now. You don't want to take damage, so you want to get those quick time events, because the wolves will take your health down very, very quickly, as I imagine all of the predators do when you miss that first B quick time prompt. So you definitely want to make sure you hit it, and if you do happen to miss one, just reload your checkpoint there, and it should reset things for you. And there are other wolves hanging about here, so you don't want to spend too much time looking around. What you want to do is investigate this clue right there. And she's just up on that little platform there. I don't know if you had to investigate the clue or not, but it was there. So it didn't seem to really tell me where she was, but she was just up on the little ledge thing. And so you'll see that it came up with the optional objective limit health loss 50%, and it was still white and not filled in, so that means that you are not done with that yet. You'll have some more little parts here coming up. So after you catch up with her a couple of times, get a couple of cutscenes, then you want to just jump down there into the hay bale. And I wasn't sure if it wanted me to be jumping up on the tree and then down in the hay bale, but it kept giving me this warning, stay close to allies, and I freaked out a little bit, so hopping around like an idiot. But you just jump off here into the hay, and you're cool.
I don't trust you.
I know.
Yet you remain.
But I might prove
And so there's just one other little part to this mission, and you are going to get some more constraints while you're doing this next section once you enter the tavern. You're going to have to eavesdrop on some people, and I don't think that has another constraint. I suppose we'll see. But the one that you definitely want to be aware of is using 2 breakable objects within the environment to help you take out your enemies. So just keep that in mind as we go in here. You still have that limit health loss. So you want to make sure that you don't get hurt while you're in here. But right now we're just going to be doing some eavesdropping, and you don't want to alert these people. You want to just go into the little eavesdrop areas and blend in between these 2 guys right here. Get a drink from the bartender and pretend to be a patron. And you'll do the same thing with the next eavesdrop spot. And so, after these 2 eavesdrops, you'll have a little cutscene, which I cut out, and then you're going to be fighting. So, doing the hand-to-hand combat. And so you want to be making sure to hit B, get your counters. And you also, I got the breaking 2 objects without really trying, but when you do those counters, if you can knock people into the tables and chairs and things, that will count for your using the objects in the environment to help you take out your enemies. So that's what we're going to be doing in just a second. So here's this, and this guy I put straight into that table. And again, you just want to be watching your counters and trying to put people into the tables like that right there. And you only have 4 guys that you're beating up, so you want to make sure that you use those tables fairly quickly. Well, actually, I guess they do add some more, so you do have some other chances to use the breakable objects. And I think only these little round tables are the ones that break, so you're not wanting to put people into those larger tables, because I don't think those will break. But the little round tables are the ones that you can use to help you out with that. So that's the end of that first mission there, and you will get full synchronization if you manage to keep your health above 50%, which once you get through the wolf section is really easy, because the guys punching you, they don't really hit you hard enough unless they get some combos in to be taking off much of your health. So using the breakable objects twice and limiting your health to above 50%. So that is the end of that mission. And then you'll come and find her again to start the next. And so now this mission is tricky. This is probably the second really tricky mission to get all of the constraints done. The first was that last one, or next to last one. I think it was the last one in sequence 2, where you had to kill the general and then do the 3 corner kills, and then not get hit by firing line damage. That one was fairly tricky to accomplish, and this one is as well. So you just want to come in here and hide in this convoy to get into the fort, and you want to just be really conscious of the fact that you aren't supposed to be killing anybody. So it still has your melee, your fists on, unless you put something else, unless you equipped a weapon in between the last mission and now. And it may bring up your fists automatically for this mission, I'm not sure. But you just want to make sure that you have that on, because you can take out guards and do the sort of silent takedowns without actually killing them if you're using your fists, because that will just knock them out. You just don't want to have another weapon equipped, because then you will assassinate them and fail that objective. So right now you're going to need to be sneaking around. You can't be detected during any of this. And you also don't want to kill anybody, so you can't assassinate them, but you can do the stealth hand-to-hand takedowns. And so you want to sort of hide, and patience is really key here. You want to sort of hide here, and you see that guy on my left. He will go stand over there in front of that hay bale, and that is where we are going to take him out, because you don't want this guy hanging around. He is a nuisance, and so you want to make sure that he gets out of the way. So you go over here, you hide in the hay bale, and hope that your stick drift doesn't make you come out. I have a huge problem with that in these games, that my sticks tend to drift forward slightly, and so I often find myself hopping out of the hay bales when I'm not really meaning to, which is a problem, and I probably should get a new controller, but you know, I'm cheap and I don't. So you wait for him to come, your fist will light up with the light blue, showing you that you can do a takedown there, and then you just pull him into the hay. And then you want to go over here and start this eavesdrop. And so these guys will move around, and you just want to make sure that you stay hidden, you stay in cover, you don't move too quickly, because they do have a wide radius that you can be in to still hear them. So just don't worry too much about getting out of range. You just want to make sure that they don't see you, because they'll do something like that. They'll just turn around and be strangely programmed. So I sort of wait for them to get out of my line of sight, and then go up here and climb up this ladder. And then if you go over here to where the crows were sitting, there's a hay bale that you can jump into, and that will allow you to finish off the eavesdrop. And so now you get a second objective here, sabotaging the cannons. And there's a guy over there to the right that I really wanted to be in this hay to avoid, but I kept popping out for whatever reason. So you come over here, you get in this hay bale, and then you can whistle and take him out with another hand-to-hand takedown. So still not killing anybody, And then you see that one of the cannons is right there in front of you. There is a guard up on that little enclosure to the left of it. And so you want to be aware of him and then come over, and you have to hold down B to sabotage the cannon. And see, he almost spots me just then, but as long as you sort of get out of range, he'll go away. So I came around here, and if you see the yellow dot right in front of me, that is the map, and it was right next to me a second ago, but I didn't get it because I wanted to make sure to do the optional constraint first. You may be able to grab the map before you do these cannon sabotages, and that might make things slightly easier for you. But again, there's another guard here who sort of walks up right there. But again, if he spots you, just sort of hide around this corner. He won't know where you are, and he will turn around and walk away. And when he does that, that's when you want to go in and sabotage this second cannon. And you have to be right behind it in order to do it. It won't give you the prompt until you do that. And so now you want to then make your way back around to that map. And I couldn't make it around outside, so I had to go through the area here. And so I just wanted to make sure that he was turned around and then move from cover to cover, staying out of his line of sight. You can probably take him out, but it isn't necessary. You can sort of just stealth your way around him. And you're just making your way back up into this area again where you took out the other guard, and we'll be picking up the map. So you can probably take out that guy too, but again, it's not necessary to do, and you can avoid the risk of accidentally killing him or getting spotted by mistake. So when you can walk around people, that's okay. So once you pick up this map, you just have to make your way out of the camp. So you've already completed your sabotage 2 out of 2 cannons, and now you just have to make it out of here. And so what I'm gonna do is just run out the front door. It seems like it shouldn't work, but it does. Because these guys, their detection isn't fabulous. So I come around here, that guy's sort of onto me, and I'm like, oh shit, I need to leave. And I just decide to run right past this dude guarding the front. Again, you could probably take him out, but there was another guy that was seeing me, and he would probably see me doing that. So I just decided to run past that guy. They don't really chase you right now. I'm not sure why that is, because later on in the game you can just be walking through town and there will be a million guards who see you immediately and are chasing you and trying to kill you. But right now they are not that aggressive. So that makes that mission slightly less annoying and more doable. And so once you get far enough out of the range of the fort, then all you have to do is hook back up with your friend over here, and you will be done with that mission. So that's a sort of tricky one. I didn't realize at first that you could take down people with the hand-to-hand without messing up the killing no guards, but you can. And so that makes it a lot easier than it would be if you couldn't take out anyone. You just probably don't want to leave too many bodies lying around because people might see you. So this is the last part of this sequence, and this mission is again sort of tricky just because the mechanics are weird, and it doesn't give you very much time to figure out what you're doing, because the timing is really unforgiving in this last bit. So the optional objective that you'll have to start off with isn't too bad because there is a really good spot for it, but the second one that comes into play in the last half of this mission is pretty punishing. And I had to reload my checkpoint a few times before I figured out exactly how to get my character to do what it wanted me to do. It took a few tries to figure that out, so it wasn't the easiest of things. But right now, it just wants you to kill 2 militia members without triggering open conflict, and that is pretty easy to do when you find the right spot. So there are a bunch of guys around. The one that you're supposedly targeting is sort of walking around, but you can get 2 of those silent kills pretty easily in this thing of leaves and brush, I guess it is, this pile of leaves and pine needles. So you first take out that guy who's standing right by it, and then I sort of waited for that guy to come around and be out of range, because I didn't want to whistle and have 30 guys coming over, so I kind of stayed here to survey the area a little bit. And so I called this guy over, and then I took him out, and so that's 2. You can probably whistle at any point when you're in that pile of stuff. You just want to try to make sure that there aren't a ton of guys around. And so after you get that, then you can go into open conflict whenever you want and kill all these guys, and everything will be fine. But I sort of waited here to show you that you probably could get that second takedown on this dude who's walking around from these bushes right here. But it will put you into open conflict right after you do the takedown on him. So it's a viable option to do this for your second kill. But probably not your first one, and it still might not be a super reliable way of getting your second takedown. So yeah, just if you want to play it safe, do what I did, and you shouldn't have a problem with this section right here. And so once you kill all those guys, you'll have a little bit more cutscene, and so now you're back on your horse, you've completed that objective, and you are trying to find Braddock. And so I'm going to take a second to talk about what you're going to be doing in this next part, because it's not the most intuitive of things. You're going to try to chase him and then also shoot 3 different powder kegs. And so as you're riding, you want to push and hold Y at each one. But then you also want to be tapping A to spur your horse as soon as you hit that that powder keg as soon as you shoot one of the powder kegs, because he is going to get away from you pretty quickly, as you'll see right now. And it took me a second to realize that you only needed to tap A once to spur the horse. So you hold down your right trigger and you push A to spur the horse, and then it's going to prompt you to shoot this one, and so you just press Y to do that. And then you're sort of reloading while you're riding forward. Tap A again to spur him, and then when you get here, slow down, shoot that, and then tap A again to spur the horse so that you keep up with Braddock, because he can lose you very easily. And then the third powder keg that you're going to shoot is right up here to the left. Again, slow down a little bit, press Y, and then immediately spur your horse again to keep up with Braddock, because I failed it a few times because he just lost me while I was trying to figure out where those barrels were and get the gun to shoot them, because sometimes it just won't target them for whatever reason, or it won't fire. So that can be sort of annoying, an annoying little section to do, but just keep at it. You'll get it. And you may not have as much trouble with it as I did. it just seemed really wonky, the controls right then. And so then you just chase this guy and you beat him up a little bit. And then you will be done. And so that is the end of Sequence 3. There weren't too many missions in this one. There were a couple of tricky constraints that you had to do on this sequence. But overall, not too bad. And so you'll end Sequence 3 once you go back to the tavern and watch the enlightening cutscene. And you'll get your achievement for completing Sequence 3. And you'll have your full synchronization. So that's it for Chapter 3, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope it's been helpful, and I will see you for Sequence 4.